Hello and welcome to the Healing Hour. Hello, Lady Capera, Richard, Hilandi, and just Yana. Thanks for being here. Alright, so I usually do lives on a Friday with Kai. So a bit nervous to do this by myself. Alright, so I'm just going to let people get on. If you can't hear me or the music's too loud or something in the background, just let me know. Hello Craig, how you doing? Alright, so as I said, I'm just going to let people get on to the chat. Thank you. And I hope you got hot chocolate. I've got hot chocolate. Always got hot chocolate. Alright, so what today is going to really be is, as I said, healing hour. So 1 hour of just me and you. And hello Johannes Blades, how you doing? And we can just chat about healing, and I'll do some distance healing also. That'll be about 15 minutes long, so we'll just let that's intuitive really. Just let spirit and intuition take over and see what happens. But I'll take you through a bit of a slight meditation, and then you can just sit back and listen to me making funny noises. So how is everybody? Yes, you can definitely ask questions. Otherwise you're just going to listen to me rambling about nothing for almost an hour. And if during the healing itself you have any visions, you have any thoughts come up, anything you want to actually just check on, ask about, then do that afterwards. If it's private and personal, obviously, then don't. A lot of what comes up in a healing can be very personal, so remember this is a public chat, so if you want to keep it to yourself, that's fine. If you want to message me later about it, then you can do so. Been doing good today. Last few days been a little bit lower, but yeah. I think the beginning of this year, I think was tough for everybody, but it seems to be turning around now. Planets are shifting again, so everything should start getting a bit better. Right, as I said, if you've got any questions, just go ahead and ask. I'm just waiting for any extra people to get on, the laggers. Have to have the laggers. Craig, does it include healing a dog? Mine has cancer. If you bring your dog into the room, then it may do. Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of vibration work today to try and change vibration, raise vibrations, change things like that. It could possibly actually remove some negative energy. So bring him into the room, see if it actually helps. I will say this is a problem with doing lives by yourself, especially these kind of things. Unless there's questions in the chat, I haven't got much to talk about. I'll definitely keep him in mind. What's his name? Just Yana. I've been trying to get a bit more in touch with my emotions and kind of healing my inner child, but I have no clue where to begin. I've been very depressed and into therapy for the last 7 to 8 years, If you're trying to get in touch with your emotions, not sure if you're into demonology. If you are, just let me know, because I have a very good solution for that there. A lot of shadow work you did. I think you will probably know this, you've been in therapy, but a lot of shadow work actually does help, especially with getting in touch with the inner child. If you did go through trauma, there could be some soul loss that you're going through. Craig said Marley, the name of the dog. Okay. Richard said, looking forward to the session, very much needed. Yeah, I think we all need it. Just Yana, Marley has a lovely name, I hope the best for him, him. Yeah. We'll see what we can do for Marley and for everybody else. Yana said, I'm very interested in demonology, but a bit intimidated. I love it though. I think it can be intimidating from the perspective of what, the way we've been raised in Western society. But when we speak about the demons, we're speaking about divine intelligences. It's none of that rubbish about them being evil, etc., etc. But from an emotional standpoint, a Leviathan is actually an excellent spirit to work with in that regard. Leviathan does balance emotions. So you can probably, if you do get into demonology, you can probably speak to Leviathan about that. Craig said, cheers everyone. Today's healing though is going to be very general. Anybody can come along and listen to it, take part in it, benefit from it. It's not going to be any specific paths or traditions or anything like that. It's just going to be spirit and intuition. We'll get started with that at about 1:15. And I am going to set my alarm, because otherwise I end up humming for like an hour. I've been reading S. Connolly's complete book of demonology. I've always been kind of scared of doing stuff wrong though. I don't think you can, well, you can do things wrong, obviously. But with S. Connolly's book, especially that one, it's a 101 book. So it really is an introduction, and it's very gentle. It's nothing advanced. So I don't think in that regard you could do anything wrong. If you start with casting a circle and just balancing the space with the elements and the elemental kings, then if you do mess up one of the ends, or you mess up the way you draw the ZD symbol or something like that, it's okay. They are very forgiving, and quite often you actually need to have a laugh with them, and they like to laugh, so don't worry about messing it up. I just want to set this. Richard said, Yana, that is a great book to start with. It is. Craig Connolly has done a herbal one too. Yeah, the Wart Cunning book, it's actually very good. It goes into all the different mixtures for incenses and what they call oleums. I don't really like the term oleum myself, because it actually refers to something toxic usually. Right. There we go. Thank you, it's a pleasure. And if you do find that you've got, or you think you've got soul loss, then just give me a shout. You can message me, send me an email. now. We can look into it. Is there any specific setting we should be in, like what we do with meditation? Just a quiet space, somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed. The setting really doesn't matter, the space doesn't really matter. As long as it's a space where you feel comfortable and you're not going to be disturbed or interrupted or anything like that. Even with meditation, I mean, if you actually take a spot and you meditate in that same spot every single day, you'll find the energy of that spot actually changes. And it's the same with when you are practicing anything. If you're practicing circle casting and you're doing that in the same place every time, then the energy in that space actually changes and shifts. I actually forgot to change this to live chat. Incidentally, when you get onto the chat here, YouTube automatically makes it top chat, which is supposed to get rid of spam and stuff. So if you want to change it to live chat, then you'll see all the messages. Just Gianna, I've set up an altar room. Sadly enough, my dad always goes in it, and we do not have the best relationship. I'm sorry if I say too much, by the way. No, you're definitely not saying too much. I like, as I said, if I haven't got anything in the chat, I've got nothing to reply to, so. Lots of chatting is good. If you can set up an altar room that you can lock, that would be better. Craig said, I find that if I can't quiet my mind, I assume that's quiet my mind, yes, accepting the distractions can help. There's various ways to actually meditate. You might find that when you get into a meditation, and it's a practice every single day, you sit down, you hear all the sounds around you, but then eventually you go into that, I like to call it the inner temple. You kind of go inward into yourself, and all of those distractions just disappear. However, you can use all of the sounds to your advantage. It's called, may have it wrong, Antar Muna, I think it's called, something like that. You actually focus on the sounds itself, but there's a very specific way you have to do it. When sound waves hit our eardrum, we interpret it, and we if we hear a bird going past, we interpret it, and our brain visualizes a bird. When the sound actually hits your eardrum, try not to associate it with anything. Just allow the sound to come in, and then absorb that sound, and then move to a different distance. So you might move further away and try and listen for something there, and then that sound comes in. Don't interpret it, and you keep bouncing around. You actually allow all the different noises around you to actually put yourself into a meditative state. Hi Jacqueline, hope you're doing well. Just Jonas said going out in nature is amazing, but it's hard for me to get myself outside sometimes. I know how you feel. I do web development as well, and especially the past few weeks have been hectic, so to try and just even go outside into the garden out here. Richard said, have the same situation, doing cleansing quite often. Cleansing's good. I should do that too. I have tinnitus. I let my conscious mind occupy itself with the hum. That's actually a good one, yeah. You can take advantage of everything in some way or form, or whatever it is, you can actually take advantage of it. Alright, let's get into a bit of a meditation and some distance healing then. Alright, I'm just going to switch off the background music. Should go off. Yes, that's off. Okay, so if you've got headphones, that's probably better to use those. So you just have to sit quietly and close your eyes and listen to my voice. Okay, so we're going to start with just 3 deep, calming breaths. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And once more in. And out. Okay, now just carry on breathing. Obviously, don't stop breathing. Just keep breathing deeply. And just let yourself sink. Just kind of sink inward into yourself. You just want to move your neck around and loosen it a bit. Move your shoulders, loosen your shoulders. Just sink downward into yourself. And kind of imagine yourself just floating. I'm going to start doing some humming. I'm just going to let intuition and spirit take over, so if you are watching, you haven't got your eyes closed, you might see me twitching or jerking or something. That's just energy going through me. I might start singing, I might just hum. Just going to see what happens. You can just sit back and listen. If you want to hum with me, you can do. But with the humming, just let the vibration kind of flow through. Imagine it as a vibration that's going through your body, loosening all the stuff you don't want, pushing it all away, and just changing the vibration of your cells. Okay. Alright. Now don't come out of that too quickly. Just breathe deeply again. Breathe in and out. And just bring yourself back slowly. Wiggle your fingers around, wiggle your toes. Move your shoulders. Right, I'm back. I don't know who else is back. I think I'm back. Let's have a look here. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get my eyesight back. Lady Capera said, I just want to learn to do a cool YouTube intro like Adam's intro. Yeah, you have to learn how to do videography for that, I think. Just Yana, that was nice, but I couldn't fully focus. That's okay. You don't really need to focus. Just that it's using vibration and sound, so really it's just about letting it flow over you and through you. And you might find, when you during the day or tonight when you go to sleep. Your sleep might be different, you may have some dreams, but over the next 24 hours you might notice something happening. If you do feel like you're going through a detox period, then that's the effect of the vibration. Let me just put the background music back on, so you haven't just got me. Yolandi said, my neck feels much better, pulled a muscle yesterday. Well, that's no good. Shouldn't pull muscles. Glad it feels better though. Alright, so we've still got half an hour. So if you have any questions, any insights, anything like that. Craig, I don't know if your dog went crazy with all the sounds. Lady Capera loved it, so did my kitty Nix, by the way. She was rubbing her face on my phone. Cute. Just, my neck also hurts. No. Why is everybody neck hurting? I think everybody's very tense at the moment as well. As I said, the last couple of months haven't been going well for a lot of people. What do you mean with a detox? You might feel like, have a headache. That's usually the main one. You may just have one of those. It feels a bit like a tension headache, but it's not really a tension headache. It's just your body detoxing, getting rid of bad energy. It's nothing severe, nothing crazy. Just drink a lot of water if you do find that though. Craig said dog loved it. He's gone to bed. Okay, good. Yeah. The detox is actually something we normally tell people about with mostly a hands-on Reiki healing. You can go through, you might sometimes get cold or flu symptoms just for a few hours though. It's just, as I said, it's just that the body getting rid of a load of crap really. Having a headache, not too bad though. That's all right then. If you've got a headache after that, then and you are detoxing, then definitely drink a lot of water for the next 24 hours. I'm terrible with drinking water, so take my advice. Don't do what I do. Richard said loved it. Thank you, Lee. It's a pleasure. Lady Capera, my thing is balance. My MS causing weakness, fall over frequently. Yeah, that might be a bit like Craig's tinnitus, actually. As far as I remember, that causes a bit of an imbalance as well, because it's in the ear. I was doing today as an experiment to see how it goes. It looks like it's going pretty good. Craig said, first time I've done a healing, very cool, thanks. It's a pleasure. Everybody does their healings differently, by the way. Especially intuitive healers, they go by intuition, so, it's going to be different for everybody. Just, Yana, will you or have you done a live stream on Demonology? I haven't actually. Our live streams on Fridays are usually mostly focused around traditional witchcraft. All my Demonology stuff I usually do on Tuesdays. I think I've spoken about most of it, actually. So I'm starting to go into some Shamanism and healing stuff on Tuesday now as well. It's been a big focus of mine lately. Lady Cabera said, well, I love Diddley. Thank you, it's a pleasure. What I'll do in future healing hours is I'll probably do some guided meditations. There is one on my channel that I did several months back, the healing waters. Can't remember exactly what I called it. Something to do with healing waters, which was actually a guided meditation, which a lot of people enjoyed. So if you want to go and listen to that as well, you can do. But yeah, we'll do some guided meditations. We'll do a bit more of this as well every now and again, and see what works for people. But as I was saying just now, everybody, intuitive healers, intuitive energy healers, they all have a different method. But it's all about bringing that energy and directing it. I like spontaneous singing. It's always been a favourite of mine, especially for getting energy flowing, which is why I do that. And vibration, sound, it works very well. Sound healing's excellent. Richard, the guided meditations sound great. Yeah, they can be very good and quite fun actually. And we'll do more than just healing us. We'll also do might look into doing some healing of the environment, the world. Who knows? It's all about healing. Lady Capera, I also love healing with crystals too. Funny enough, I've never actually been much into crystals. I should actually look into it again at some stage. I know they can focus and amplify energies quite a bit. Debbie, hi Debbie. How about for SI joints pain? You can do some distance healing for that. I would recommend getting a in-person, hands-on session for something like that. I say that because from a personal experience, I tend to, if somebody's got pains in their joints or pain somewhere in their body, apart from doing a Reiki healing, I will also then go and actually find the root, find the negative energy that's there, and I will actually pull it out. Again, everybody's different. Everybody has learnt differently, and their methods are different. But I think a in-person or hands-on could actually help a lot there. Can do a distance healing. It can work quite well. Depends who's doing it, I suppose. But yeah, definitely a hands-on for that one. Craig, the healing definitely felt shamanic. It felt old. Not a reflection on you, mate. Oh, don't worry. I'm getting old. I know that. Debbie, ouchie. Just Yana. I'm very new to spirituality, by the way. Maybe you've noticed. I used to be all love and light. I have repressed my emotions for like 2-3 years. I'm really into self-discovery now. I'll tell you a bit of a story. Many years ago, I shut my emotions off completely. Absolutely zero emotions, and it lasted for about 2 years. And I did this after I got hurt by someone. And I tell people that, and a lot of people say that they wish they could do that because they're tired of the pain and they're tired of the hurting. The problem is when you shut your emotions off, you just become a blank slate, and there's nothing. You've got no creativity. I was studying interior design at the time, and I just had absolutely no creativity at all. And one day, one of my lecturers actually sat me down and talked me through the whole thing, and said, I've got to find my emotions again, or I'm just going to be empty. And it's really not a good thing. So finding your emotions again is quite important, and celebrating the emotions. Celebrating your emotions can actually be very healing. It doesn't matter what emotions they are, even the painful ones. It means that you're human. It means that you're alive. It means that you're kicking. So even the negative, the painful emotions can be viewed as something positive. It just depends on perspective, really. But yeah, repressing emotions, it can be harming for you actually. Vulcan mode, yeah. That's basically that, yeah. It was quite different for me. I'm autistic and I repress my true emotions and just get outbursts. Okay, alright. That's a bit of a different situation then. And we have to all deal with situations and our own situations in different ways, but I think the biggest thing is trying to find balance. And once we find balance between all the dualities, then it all comes together at the end of the day. Richard said, problem with emotions is you have to deal with them. Yeah, you do. And they can be a real pain in the ass sometimes, and they kick your ass quite often, but they can be good teachers. And they can be very good for you. Sometimes they're not, depending on how they're being dealt with, I suppose. I'm not a psychologist, so just bear that in mind. Exactly, and sadly enough, the other around me feel it too, because I can lash out, which I hate. Yeah. Before I actually shut my emotions off, I used to get rage attacks. This was many years ago. They used to call it rage attacks. So yeah, I know what the lashing out and the anger and everything else feels like. But as I said, eventually I think you do find a balance. It's all about balancing the emotions with logic. I was having a chat with somebody last night about this actually. So it was quite interesting. Oh, wait, I've still got some hot chocolate. But as I said, if you do get into demonology, Leviathan's one of my favourites to work with. If you go and research Leviathan and any of the demons, really, you're going to come across people who are saying that Leviathan is this monstrous sea beast, and you'll find images of these horrible things. But really, I think, if people expect that, they're going to get it, they're going to see it. Leviathan for me is just a gentle old man. He's very kind, he's wise. If you do piss his children off, he can become that sea monster, that huge, big, monstrous thing, but he's just this very wise old man for me. Lala, hello sir, can I ask a question about writing a petition paper? Yeah, sure. This is actually about healing, but go ahead. Ask your question. Just Yana, I would love to work with Leviathan. I need to learn a lot more though. Well, if you do start, the first place to start with it is to cast a circle with the 5 elemental kings, and Leviathan's in there in the west. So you can balance your space with the elements and see how that feels. And what you can do, once you've gotten used to that, what you can do is then start your circle casting in the west with Leviathan, and then work your way around and then come back to Leviathan. And just, see how the energy feels. Richard said it's taken me years to learn that controlling emotions and suppressing them is not the same. Yeah. They're definitely not the same. And I'm not even sure we can say it's controlling emotions. In a sense, it's almost becoming friends with them. And in becoming friends with them, we understand them, we accept them for what they are. Give them unconditional love. And then it brings about balance. Just in my own experience, anyway. Just, Yana, I feel like demons are teachers. Any entity can hurt you if they hurt you. Yeah. I mean, the original word demon or daemon from the Greek and the Latin, it does refer usually to a tutelary spirit. So they're excellent teachers. They really are. And depending on which ones you're working with, I mean, if you read Connolly, you'll find that she talks about demons being divine intelligences, and some of them are angelic, and they are therefore in the higher realms, the upper world, and some are jinn, especially the Goetia spirits. They're jinn, they are more connected with the earth realm, so you'll find them more in the middle world and possibly in the lower world, if you get into any kind of journeying. Lala, so how can I write a petition paper using a person picture to make them come to you? If you've got their picture, then on the back of it you can just write the petition. Write your intention. You can do it 3 times for manifestation. For that, probably do it 9 times actually, and then turn it 45 degrees clockwise and write your name over the top, write their name over the top of that, and then turn it another 45 degrees clockwise and write your name, so that you are getting dominance over the entire thing, and then just use that. Just Yana, would I need to work with all the elemental kings, or would laying out an offering be enough? When you are casting the circle, you are just calling the energies of them. You don't need to do offerings to all of them. If you feel a particular pull towards one of them, you can work specifically with that one, and you can do offerings to that particular one. Just because we are casting a circle and calling particular energies in which are connected with particular spirits doesn't mean we need to give offerings to all of them. You can give an offering if you want to work with all 5 of them. You can give one offering for all of them. See how it feels. It's all about feeling. Lady I like Baal Zarak. Yeah. Not one I've personally connected with actually, but very solid spirit, very solid energy. David said, I am new to spirituality, so please forgive my ignorance. There's no ignorance, don't worry. When you speak of demons, are talking about the Judeo-Christian concept of a demon? No, definitely not. We're talking about, if we've got the English spelling, which is D-E-M-O-N, which has, in our Western society, the way we've been brought up, we've been taught that they are evil spirits. But if you look into the origin of the word, which is from the Greek and the Latin, daemon, D-A-E-M-O-N, or D-A-I-M-O-N, they are usually referred to as demigods or tutelary spirits. They are a spirit which teaches, which guides. And when we look specifically into demonology, we refer to them as divine intelligences. They are angelic forces, and they are spirits which are, a lot of them are very much connected to the earth realm, which is why they become very much guiding and teaching spirits. Definitely not the same concept as the Judeo-Christian concept of a demon. Totally different. Lala, how will I fold it? Is it face up? You can, because you've got the photo on one side and written on the back, what you can do is get the written side face up, because you can then fold your intent in and then fold it towards yourself. Fold it in half towards yourself because you want to bring it to you. Turn it 45 degrees clockwise, and then fold it again, turn it again, and fold it once more, so you're folding 3 times. 3 is the number of manifestation. It's the number of bringing 2 things together into, creation. Just Yana, I've never really found any resources on the higher, middle and lower realms. All I know now is metaphysical world and physical world. If you go, I think practically every tradition and culture which does some kind of spirit work, some kind of shamanic work, will speak of three realms, the higher, middle and lower. If you look into Celtic spirituality, Druidry, they speak of land, sea and sky, so three realms. Native American, your Tungus shamanic, all of your shamanic cultures, they always speak of the three realms. Your lower realm is usually the one where you go and meet your power animals, your spirit animals. It's usually the one where these lost soul parts go to hide in order to survive the trauma itself, which is why a shaman will then go and journey into the lower world in order to retrieve the soul part and bring it back for the person. The middle world's usually very much a replica of this world, our physical world here, but it's different. It's almost like an overlaid world. We can meet spirit guides here. We can meet fae. We can meet ancestors, really. I mean, some people will talk about the ancestors being in the lower world. Other people will say the ancestors are only in the higher world, the upper world. But your upper world is then where we find higher vibrational beings, angelic forces, your ancestors, things like that, depending on your viewpoint, your perspective, and your tradition. They can change slightly. But have a look into shamanism. You'll find it's spoken about all the time in shamanism. And a great book to start with there is the original core shamanic book and author Michael Harner, The Way of the Shaman. Great book, actually. Which has said, "Fall towards you to bring in." There you go. Deborah, hi Deborah. Amazing sounds, thank you. Take care. Pleasure. Hello everyone. Lala, sorry I've got a bad internet. I just like to clarify. So the person face is on the outside. So sorry. No, don't worry. Don't worry about it's fine. Remember, this is about your intent. So what you intend is what's going to happen. So there's no right or wrong way of doing this, really. And a lot of people do things differently, especially with petition papers. Some people will write the intent or the person's name in the middle, and they will actually circle the entire thing with an unbroken written circle of the actual intent. Some people will not do any of that at all. They will just write out a letter, as if you were writing to a person or to a spirit. So it can be very different depending on who's doing it, what tradition you are referring to, and everything else. So don't worry too much about which side is facing where. It's about your intent. So what you're doing is you are writing your intent, the person's name and your name in a particular fashion so that you gain dominance over the entire thing. That's why you put your name last, so that it's on top. And then as you're turning clockwise. Clockwise brings, clockwise in this instance is usually referred to doing something positive, whereas anti-clockwise is referred to as doing something negative. Different traditions, again, if you are moving anti-clockwise, you're usually bringing something into yourself. If you're working in the circle space, or a compass or something like that. So again, it can all depend on tradition and what you're actually doing, but it is mostly about intent. So you're moving the thing clockwise because you're doing something positive. You are then folding it towards yourself because you're bringing something into you. So, whether the person's face is facing upwards or downwards really doesn't matter. The whole thing is you have a petition paper then which you've brought something into yourself, and you can then put that next to a candle and you can burn the candle. The candle focuses the intent and pushes it out. So just remember, it's about intent. Just Yana, I see, thanks so much. I will def look into shamanism. Yeah, that's a great one. And shamanism covers loads and loads of different traditions. You'll find it everywhere. You'll find it in witchcraft. You'll find it in Celtic spirituality. You'll find it in everything. Every tradition that works with a spirit world. Thank you so much. So it brings a lot of clarity to me. It's a pleasure. I'm glad it helped. Just gonna. This was the first live stream I've been in. It was an amazing experience. I'm glad. Thank you. I get very nervous when I do these, especially the first one. I experiment with a different format or something like that. I get very nervous. So I'm glad it was good. I'm glad people enjoyed it, and we'll definitely do this again. So I'll do this every 2 weeks then. So 2 weeks from now, we'll do another one. I'll announce it, obviously. I'll put it in the community posts on Facebook and everything, so just watch out for that. Just Yana, it's alright. I'm doing Twitch streaming soon. Ooh, that's going to be fun. You do get used to it, don't worry. The nerves do kind of settle down, so I mean, that's when I started doing YouTube itself. The first several videos, I was so nervous. But you get used to it; it just becomes the same thing again. Yoli, join us on Fridays. Yeah, join us on Fridays. It's at the same time as this. It's all about traditional witchcraft. Talk about everything really, and we go rambling off. Next week we're actually talking about astral temples, which is always an interesting topic. So look out for that one. Debbie said, like I said, I am pretty new to this path. We were all new to it at one stage, don't worry. I have read and done Damon Brand's books. Are you familiar with his work? I am. I'm not a fan of Damon Brand myself. A lot of people are. So purely my personal take on this, I don't like Damon Brand. I feel he doesn't explain magic properly, and all of his books are targeted at the complete beginner. So it's just, this is what magic is, do X, Y, and Z, you'll get a result. You do X, Y, and Z, you get a result, that's fine. Do you understand magic and how it really works? It probably is a great place to start. And as I said, a lot of people do like Damon Brand. I just have that's just a personal thing of mine. Just Jana. Oh yeah, Yuli. I will definitely be there. Astral stuff always interests me. Yeah, and Astral Temple works amazing. I love it. And it's great if you don't have a lot of space to work in. I mean, you said you've got a temple room, but I mean, I currently don't have a lot of space. So working in an astral temple, your astral temple you can just make as big as you want to. And you can add rooms and you can do whatever you want to. You can renovate it whenever you want to. It's brilliant. Love it. If you have, I'm sure you've subscribed to my channel, seeing you are here now. If you haven't, just subscribe and hit the notification bell, and it should send you an email when we go live. And we always go live 5 minutes before we actually come on, so there is an intro, just to let everybody know. So just make sure you got the notification bell and it'll let you know. Alright, I think we're coming to an end. So I'm going to say thank you everybody, and I'll see you here. Well, I'll see you hopefully on Friday, or I'll see you here in 2 weeks time. There you go. Yeah, no, I just didn't get an email for this one, and I do have the bell on. Oh, that's weird. YouTube is weird. They are a bit weird sometimes. Alright, well, I'll announce it. Put an alarm on. There you go. Richard said it was great, Lee. Thank you, Lee. It was fun. I'll definitely join again next time. Just Yana, have a good day, evening, everybody. And Craig, cheers, man. I believe spirits lead me here. Led me here. Yes, I'm sure they did. Alright, so I'm going to go. Have a good day, evening, whatever it might be for you. And I'll see you next time.